we got a solution. We figured out how we can ship overseas. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Ileg Technology Screens and makers of the SFEG, which we have right here, our Sun Fusion Energy Gain. Now, we still have to do some research, but we do know that there is a way for us to be able to ship the paint overseas. Now, mind you, our product has the safety material data sheets, which is good, all that stuff, you know what I mean, for our company. But still, there's some countries that may flag the product. And we have to make sure we find out what countries will flag the product. Right now, we just found out France will definitely flag paint. Any paint shipping from the United States. Which I wonder if I can get that list and find out how we get that. So we got to send express. Express shipping, whatever policy that went on, we used to ship by standard. We can always ship by standard overseas. We get a tracking number, but something changed. There's a policy that went through. It's express now. So express shipping, we can ship overseas with tracking numbers and track the item. Of course, we don't charge our customers for express shipping, for any kind of shipping. So yeah, we can take care of it from there. That's fantastic to know about it. But we got to know exactly what countries do flag. So that's what I'm in here looking at right now to figure out what countries do flag. Because if your country does flag and does not accept paint from the United States, then what's going to happen is customs going to send it back to us. So let me see what we got here. Even if it's water-based. What countries do customs allow paint from the United States? Okay, primary. Let's see. These countries are large than the United States paint both gardens. So Canada, Mexico, yes. Destination, China, yes. Japan, yes. So we have to figure out exactly what countries will flag this. And France, we already found out today. France, we cannot ship paint to at all because they will flag it through customs. So it doesn't make a difference what carrier you get, which is kind of crazy because I've shipped paint to France before and we've never had this issue, but I said a lot of policies have changed. So I need a list of the countries overseas that do not accept paint. Let's see. List of countries overseas that do not accept paint from United States Postal Service. Alright, this makes it easier right here. Let's see. Specifications, restrictions on water-based and general mail. Let's see. For non-flammable water-based mail, specification, countries that currently have a general mail service and period of suspension or prohibited. Okay, this gives us a list on what we can't ship to. So these are the countries we can't ship to the United States Postal Service that would now allow us to ship paint over to it. Let's see what we have here. Because this will make it easier on me, because if something goes over and it won't go through, I don't want to get in trouble for it. For non-flammable, water-based paints or any other team, destination to country, specified in important regions, currently serving suspension or countries that are currently have general mail services. Okay, so we have Cuba. It's a Barbados, Cuba, Iran, Libya, North Korea, Russia, Sudan, and Syria. These are the ones we can't ship to. So this is ones that are marked in Yemen. These are ones that are marked. Let me see. This and the other regions. Ukraine's actually one of them too. So these are what we got to mark. Update our shipping policy with. We can't ship to these countries. What happens if we ship anything over there? Customs gets their hands on it. They send it back to us. So we can't even ship it. It won't even go through. We found out France is actually one of the ones on the list too because we have a customer who wanted us to see exactly what it would cost. We can't ship to any other carrier. You have no idea how expensive the other carriers are. I just found out today through UPS, it would cost us $300 to ship a product that literally costs, the shipping costs me more than the product. It does. To ship a quart overseas, it would cost that much money. That's way too much money. And then we go check back with United States Postal Service. It's going to cost me $61 to ship, and the only box we can ship it in has to be a medium box because they don't have the envelopes. I don't think they have the padded express envelopes. Let me see some minute. Other than that, we can ship overseas. It just has to go through express. That's what it has to go through. Let me see if they have a padded express. Pretty sure I've seen one. Let's see. United States Postal Service padded express international. Put down envelope. Let's see. United States Postal Service Express International envelope. We have two versions. You gotta put down padded envelope as we padded. United States Postal Service International Express padded envelope. Let's see if they have one. Has to be padded. I gotta order these online. We can't get these in postal. I know for the fact these have to be ordered online. I got an account with them anyway, so I'll just order them in. So they do have the padded express. Okay. There's the padded express right there. Envelopes. And they do have the padded ones. Okay, so that basically saves a lot of money because the other one's gonna cost them $61 to ship over. So I'm going to go over and get a bulk of them right now. Back in line again. Back in line again. I've been in line all the time. I've just been up there going back and forth trying to figure out how to do this. So, Express. We have to ship it by Express. It's the only way, because Express will give us an automatic tracking number. That means we can track that package. Once it transfers overseas, we got access to it. We can track it. That's what we needed. So, it costs us a little bit more money. You know, we're not going to charge any surcharge, fee charges, none of that. We pay for all that out of our pocket because that's what we've been doing from day one. We don't charge no surcharge fees. You know, you got to go through customs. They got to pay for that. You know what I mean? So I would not charge you for a surcharge fee. All right, cool. I'm going to see if they got one up there. They don't have it. I'm going to go on my account and order a bulk of them, get a box shipped here. These will be the packages that will come through. All right. Now, usually overseas, containers take more tumble over there. So your containers will be different. They're going to be white containers. They're self-locking. It'll be a key unit that comes with it to open them up. They're self-locking. We have to have all that on there. It's a good thing we have safety material data sheets on our stuff. I'm glad I went and got that done. With the express padded envelopes, let me see. United States Postal Service Express padded envelopes international. Let me see, because the express are different. We need a shop, cards and envelopes, shipping supplies. You know, I was telling her how much UPS wanted to charge us for one of these envelopes. $300, man. They have lost their mind. I was like, y'all lost your mind today. Ain't nobody paying that. That's crazy. For an envelope? Are you kidding me? I couldn't imagine what a box would cost me if I was shipping that overseas. There it is. Express flat rate. Padded. Okay. Party mail express padded flat rate. All right. Are these international? Express. Got that already. All right, description, right? You're not telling me if it's express or not. I mean, if it's is it express, what is it international? Let's see. Guarantee some restriction supply. Government delivering most U.S. Oh man, don't tell me I gotta make a trip to the post office again over this. Well, they said I can ship express overseas. That's what you said. She said right there I could do it. Can you ship express padded flat rate envelopes overseas? Yes, you can. All right, so you can ship express padded flat rate. Okay, good. That's what I needed. Why didn't they have that there? We can read that from there. There's nothing there at all, period. All right, cool. We can get it from there. All right, pack of 10. Pack of 10. Let me see. Pack of 10. I'll get 2 packs on that. You can add that to cart. Right there. We're good on that. We're going to continue shopping. Check out now. Sign in. Let me see. 2 packs. Verification. Let me see. Let me see. No, need to edit this address. Address 47th Fifth Street, my office. That right here. Let me see. Can we get that to clean up a little bit in there? All right, let me see. Oh. Nickname. Who? Nickname is just who. Let me see. Need that. This. I remember naysayers were saying, "Oh, we're going to contact." I know everybody in zoning. I do. I do know a lot of people in zoning. A lot of people in zoning. I do. You know how? When you first contact them, I get to know these people because again, I'm interested in zoning, all the rules and regulations and all that stuff because I'm gonna build property down here. So I know a lot of people in zoning. I'm in there just about every single day. I know everybody in City Hall just about. Everything from code enforcement, City Hall down there for the licenses. They know who I am. The minute I walk in, I'm a tech guy. That's what they call me. So yeah, that plan you had didn't work at all. But we did do a need to know. So I was able to go back and get a need to know. That's why I said I know where y'all live at. What else? Let me see. And then try to say that you're posting this is my office. Like my office is everywhere. Like literally 40 South 5th Street is everywhere. It's on my website. It's on my different business pages. It's my office. to my business cards, my scammer business cards. It comes up. So yeah, like we're trying to hide this place for what? Yeah, and Zoni knows where I'm at. They've been here. Also, too, have been here. The people who we got our loan from, they've been here. And everybody in City Hall knows my technology at the end of the day. And they know about you, too. Because you're over in the Allentown and FBI. Your records, your files are over there. So I've already explained to them the situation I have with these individuals. So you're already there. You're noted. Also, too, with the post office, too, up here, too, also you're noted. And your addresses are posted. So we got you all taken care of. Bum, bum, bum. Let me see, 40th South Fifth Street. This place is fantastic. Because, man, I'm like, we got to be able to ship overseas. There's got to be some way we can get this stuff overseas. And one was somebody said, you ever try using Express? And I was like, no, Express. How much? It's not that much expensive, but we can only do certain containers. That's it. That's all we can do, certain containers. But at least we can ship it overseas. But certain countries that we can't ship the paint to, period, no matter what carrier you use, they won't take it. They'll flag it. And they'll send it back to us, or customers will hold it. We can't ship it to you. There's no way we can get it to you. You can't even get it over there. Unless you're going to get somebody to private plane or whatever. I don't even know how that would even work. And I don't want to be involved in that part of it. But other than that, we can't. We have a list of countries we can't ship to. Let's see, 40th South 5th Street. Let me see. 40th South 5th Street. Okay. And for the other individuals, excuse me, man, what's going on? The other individuals who thought at the end of the day that I could be locked up for such and so, I have an account with the United States Postal Service. My account for the United States Postal Service spans 10 years. Yeah. Yes, 10 years. So I know all the rules, regulations, and policies of just about everything you could possibly think of. I know more about customs than you do because I ship to more countries than you do. Let me see. Let me change that out to the new email. Let's go with it should just come up there. Yeah, it's already in posting, right? There it is right there. No, that's not the. No. Has to be a. That's the new one. So I come here to get all my mail, everything I need. But unfortunately for the customer who wanted to get, we can't ship it over, even if we wanted to. France will flag it. And if France flags it, it comes back to us. That means it's going to be a headache. So we can't do it either way. So I just sent them an email telling them we can't take this order. But thank you so much for your interest. We appreciate. So we'll have a list of countries we can't basically ship to. And this is the list that they'll give us from the post office, or I can get from here. They pulled the list already, one of the lists already. So sorry about that, you know. Gotta follow the rules. 40th South 5th Street. Which means that we've had safety data sheets on our technology for years. Which means if you shipped out a paint, you didn't have that little code thing on the back of it, you got a lot of trouble for that. And a lot of you we've received paint from, some of you already seen in unboxing videos, you don't have those papers sitting on the top of the back of your box or front or whatever. You don't have them there. Which means automatically if something goes through customs and say they don't allow you to have paint at the end of the day, and it pops up, you have to tell exactly what's in it, and you don't have that image up there saying it's paint at the end of the day, they can fine you. And you're saying, well, I live in another country. They'll expedite you up there for prosecution. You don't want that at the end of the day. So make sure, mind you, if you're trying to get into this business of screen paint, you better let them know what's in those boxes. And those boxes have to be properly sealed. You have to have proper sealing in those boxes, which means when my customers get our stuff in the day, our stuff has a wrap around it that seals it. That stuff is sealed in. It's really hard to get into the containers. It's designed that if containers happen to open, which is extremely rare, but they did open, the paint can't go anywhere. It's contained inside those containers. That's why we design them that way. So when I got somebody saying, hey, a package leak, I'll be like, yeah, okay, sure, because that's impossible. Those tops have a light trace of glue on them. It's really a nightmare to get into those things. People say they're really hard to get into. But rather for it to be hard to get into, and when those things open up in shipping. So I like to make sure all my stuff is basically, I test all my containers before we buy them. I'll drop them off balconies. I got videos of me dropping containers off balconies full of water to see if they burst. Testing new packing material, like the one I was in the, down in the other place. I was taking boxes, I was kicking them down the driveway, see how much damage it could take. Test all my stuff. And just throw things in a box and put a little piece of tape over it when it's got a hole in it. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe that person did that nonsense. A hole in it, I got it on recording too. A hole in the top, he put a piece of tape over the top of it. Didn't seal bagging, nothing. He didn't know what was coming to us because we had somebody else order it. So we had no idea it was coming to us. And he sent that to somebody like that. I'm like, wow. All right, let me see. We're good? All right, we're good. Put that address in. We're good. Everything's saved. Get our envelopes, get our things, and now we can update the shipping information. So right now we're going to go in and check. I got to go somewhere in a few minutes, but I got to go check and see. What are you asking for? No, it's not. Give it to me. Well, where we at? The same state, in the same place. Yeah. Address you enter is invalid. How would that be invalid? I'm literally sitting on the address right now. Let's see. All right, now we got to call them about this nonsense. Because for some reason it's not registered in the address. And the address, everything is registered as address. 40 South Fifth Street. All right. South Fifth Street. Let's try it again. If not, just go over there and pick them up. Which it'll take me out of my way, but still. All right, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to ship here, because we get it here, I can get my stuff. That's in there. Nice, is in there. Bum, 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 bum. Email is there. All right, that's all legit. Everything in there. Put down the name Gary. We'll go in. We gotta go pick them up from there. I gotta get them in. Yep, it's their fluke. All right, I'll just pick it up from over there. Because everything's in there, legit. Let's try something here. Oh, which will take that. That's funny. That's strange, but it took it. Very cool. I took it. Alright, yes. Oh, I forgot. It won't come here. It's redirected now. It goes to the FBI. All mail was directed to FBI, all of it. They're sorting through that. Okay, we just sent it to our post office box. Okay, I'll put that in the back of the post office box. Okay, cool. Let me see. That's all legit. That's good. Oh yeah, there's address. All right, what are you requesting? Oh, that's what you're asking. Okay, not a problem. Okay, give me it's right here. There we go. All right, that's what I requested. Let me see. No, we'll take 0. We're not that far, so we should be good. Confirm shipping information. Let me see. Good to go. Agree. See that little thing that pops up, gentlemen? See that little agreement right there? Did you read through that process? I did. Matter of fact, I read through the entire process. It's about 6 or 7 pages long. You have to read through. I read all that entire thing right there. You have to know all this from the door. You don't know it. Because you know why? You don't have a business. That's why. There we go. That's done and completed. So, good to go. That'll be in. I know. I read your shipping policies are weak. That's why I know you don't know what you're doing when it comes to shipping. And then even international shipping, act of God, all kinds of permission slips. Oh, we made all that. So we got a permission slip on ours. You don't have that. So that means I can get your company very easy. Because here's the thing. Someone can call you and say, hey, look, I need to ship to another address. I want you to ship it to such and such and so. And you'll ship it to so and so and so. And I say that could be a family member's address or whatever it can be at the end of the day. But you ship it over there because they said they moved, right? But they called you and told you they moved. They never sent it through an email. So you have no proof that you got authorization to send it to that address. And because of that, they could file a PayPal complaint against you and say they never received it when they did receive it. And you can call PayPal and say, but I did ship it. Here's a tracking number. It shows it was delivered. But the problem you have there is it has to match the exact same address it does on the account of the holder. And because you don't have that shipped to another address, you can't show proof that you shipped it to what's on that order form. And this is where you lose your claim. Automatically, instantly, you lose it. They'll keep your pain and your money. So I counted maybe roughly about 60 violations in your shipping policy that anyone can get over on you and keep the money in your product at the same time. Very easy to do. There's a whole lot of stuff you're missing. You don't have an act of God. So that means if you're shipping the product to us, say a big snowstorm pops up, and say the package did deliver, right? But because of the snowstorm and delays and whatever, I can say I never got it. Because the snowstorm popped, you don't have an act of God in there. Now, I can take you to court on that, and I can get you on that, because in fact, you have no way of saying that, hey, look, we're not responsible for tornadoes, hurricanes, anything that may pop up. You don't have an act of God in there, so I can get you on that. You're responsible for that. Or if I drop something in that package and crush it and damage it on purpose, not enough to basically damage the product, so to speak, that I can still use it, I can get my money back. Because you're not covered for an act of God. You don't have it on your site. Neither one of you have it on there. There's a lot of stuff you're missing on there. You're missing a lot of stuff on there. Orders. All right, so a company orders roughly about 30 gallons from you. You don't have on there a specific time. So basically on our accounts, how we have it set up, that you can't just make an order for 30. You can't do it. Because it says that you have to give us 2 weeks notice before you actually place that order. That gives us enough time to get enough resources to get the order completed. You don't have that on there. So if I make a massive order on your account right now, you're going to have to be able to get that together or basically pay me back my money. And if you try to transfer that money through PayPal, that's going to cost you a lot. You don't have nothing on to protect yourself at all whatsoever. Not a thing. No permission slips, none of that. You have no guarantees. None of your stuff is tested. I can get you in court any day of the week. I can pull anybody in court anytime. All I have to do is just say a few things like, hey, how much is your stuff matching house paint? You have none of that stuff tested whatsoever. Go through your specification sheet. You said you're reading 100% black. We've had this conversation before. I can get you on that. Because you can't back that up. You have no proof that stuff is actually working. And we can get you easily. So, yeah, it's not something you want to happen, especially if they drag you into a small claims court process, mind you. It goes on court record. If it goes on court record, everybody knows this. What happened in that courtroom? This would damage your company pretty bad. So you have to have all your stuff tested. You have to know what you're selling, or you can get you on consumer fraud too. A lot of things they can get you on. Claim you have a 2.0 gain? No, you don't have that at all. Trust me, you don't have it. But a lot of people, great paints and screens say they have 2.0. That can get you in trouble. Yeah, y'all open for lawsuits easily. Y'all gotta have yourself protected. That's why if you go through our specification sheets, if you go through our shipping policies, our shipping policy and specification sheets are huge. Because you have to have all that information. They even have one there for COVID-19. Everything, we're covered for everything. Have to have them in there. The permission slip is one of the most ones you definitely have to have in there. Because again, someone writes something to you and says, hey, look, you know what I mean? They call you and say, hey, I want to ship to this address, and you ship it to that address, you have no proof that you got their permission to send it there. And if you don't have any proof, they can get you. No way to protect yourself whatsoever. So, yeah. Nothing there. Now, we even have a snail mail policy. That was designed for COVID. Snail mail policy because the mail was so late. Everybody was getting their stuff so late because everybody was so overwhelmed. We had a snail mail policy to ensure our customers, if the package did go into the snail mail process, and I did pay extra for the tracking, to track a package anywhere it goes to, and we found that some of these packages ended up in this warehouse, and they were just there. There were no movement on the package. No movement at all. So I had detailed tracking to see where these packages were at, and I can tell there was no movement on these packages. So we ship you out another one. We ship it through Express, so we know that it'll get there faster than the other one. Now, if the other one does make it to destination, finally gets there, you keep both of them. It's right there in our policy. Do they offer you that? No. And again, batch number verification. Batch numbers will save your company's neck at the end of the day, because you have to have proof that stuff actually works. We won actually a PayPal claim, even though they decided in another guy's favor. We showed them the batch number, and they overlooked the batch number and put the money in our account. You know why? Because we can sue PayPal for it. But we can show proof that stuff was tested before we shipped it out. We could take them to court for it, and they knew it. They put the money back in our account. Now, he got his, but they had to put a credit in our account to pay it back. And we could take them to court for it. That's why you have to test all your stuff. Or y'all guys don't test your stuff. You just put it out there. So everybody who doesn't have proper testing on your stuff, you're liable for lawsuits. Just about everybody's liable for it. Goose Screen has no way to show you in any demonstrations that this stuff ain't gonna match your house paint. Have you ever seen a demonstration of actually doing side-by-side demonstrations next to gray paints that could possibly match their screens? No. So how do you know? You don't know. So you don't know what you're getting in the mail. Your daughter or son could walk right across the street with a gray hoodie and blend right into it. You don't know that. But we know, because all our stuff is tested. That's why the black versus black test, they back you up. We're suing a bunch of people next year because they made these awful statements saying that our products were nothing more than black paint. Now the problem we're going to have is when we go to court and we can show in court that our products don't match any form of black paints or fabric because we have those tests done. Got to protect your company. Got to give guarantees to your customers. If I go to your sites right now and I request testing on your product before it's sold, I'm going to timestamp 60 videos showing me your stuff was tested on ultra short throws, long throws, pico projectors, inside, outside, on different types of fabrics, on different films, certified screens, all that stuff. If I request that for you, I want to see these tests showing timestamp. Can you give it to me? You can't, because none of y'all did the testing. I know, I checked your companies. So if your stuff is not tested, how do you back yourself when you go to court? You can't. You didn't do the testing. No, that technology right there reads in sunlight. Now I can easily come on here and say, oh, it reads in sunlight, put a whole bunch of information in there, and never go outside and test it. So how do you know that thing's going to work if no one takes it out there and tests it? Oh, we did. We walked over to Allentown with a 50 lumen projector and fired that image up anywhere we wanted to go. We had to back it up. You can't say things, you have to back it up because you can get sued for it. And if you don't believe me, do me a favor. Do some field work for me. Contacting a lawyer. Don't believe me at all. Don't believe me at all. Go and get yourself a lawyer. Contact. You can go free consultation. Get a lawyer. And you explain to them and say, hey, what would happen if I launched the product and I didn't properly test it and I really don't know it that well and I've been selling it to people? So you're getting sued for consumer fraud. They'll tell you that right from the door. I guarantee, I bet you $100. Because anyone can take you to court on anything and get you. But make sure your stuff is backed up. Man, it's like making a shield out of notebook paper. You guys are literally out there waiting to be hit. Well, good luck with all that nightmare at the end of the day. At least we know we're good at the end of the day. So at least we know we got a solution. We figured out our problem at the end of the day. Yeah, we checked Express. Good thing about it is because it's coming by Express, it would be a heck of a lot there faster than the 10 days it takes to do it by priority. It'll be there a lot faster. Now, can we offer this in the United States? Yeah, we can. Because you know why, gentlemen, we could do this? Because we get shipping breaks. That's why. You know why? Got a license. All I have to do when I go in and apply for the program they have over there, they have a program for your companies and stuff like that. You have to apply some key feature things that you need in order to be eligible. I got one for FedEx, but FedEx still too expensive. I got one through UPS, still expensive. But over through UPS, I'm in one of their programs that basically make it more affordable for us to ship items overseas. And you need that. You need a license. You need an EIN. You need your tax notification ID. You need one of those. And you also need a business license. That's what you're going to need. Because they have to know your business is legit. So you're going to need that EIN number and business license. LLC doesn't work. They don't accept an LLC. It has to be business license and EIN. All right, people. Well, I'm happy. Excuse me. I got that solution. I got to go in and I got to put in what countries we can ship. Because like I said, France got flagged. We went to the post office. They said, no, you can't ship it. Their customs won't accept it. So if customs don't accept it, and it's on the box where it says what it is, if customs don't accept it, they're not going to accept it through any shipping carrier. They just don't take, some companies won't take chemicals. They won't take them. And if it's water-based, they won't take them. I don't care if it's watercolors. They're not going to take it. So before that gives you a headache and a nightmare at the end of the day, let us find out who's who, post it up there. And then that way, when you order, you know your product is going to pass, our product's going to pass through customs, and you'll be good to go. So you have to go through that. Let's get that done from the door. Now, it's funny, because I shipped everywhere in the world. I don't know what went on, what policies went through. Something went through. It had something to do with them tariffs. A lot of things, them things triggered off a lot of nightmares. They did, a lot of nightmares. We were shipping overseas with no problem. We never had this issue, ever. And then the minute this joker comes in the office, all types of freaking crazy stuff starts popping up. I've never heard, I could have never been able to track a package overseas. Never. Now we can't. Not through priority mail, we can't. Through express, we can. So, costs us a little more money, but you know, as long as we can take care of our customers overseas. I like shipping to my customers overseas. Now we got a way to track that package. That's most important, that we can figure out where your package is at. So we'll start express mail for all overseas orders, but we have to make sure what customs will allow us for them to take the item. Because I don't want you to have it shipped over there, have it held in customs. They can contact us, no problem. They can reach out to us. We'll tell them exactly it's a water-based product. That's what it is. We have the safety material data sheet sitting on the back of it. But if they won't accept it, they won't accept it. So instead of you going through all that headache at the end of the day, let's do the work for you. Let's find out who takes what, and we'll go from there. That might be the reason why we had this contract. We had a contract overseas, and their country didn't accept paint. I don't know, some kind of crazy stuff they went over, they didn't accept it. And they were trying to ask us, like, well, you got to tell us what's in it. I was like, I ain't telling you jack what's in it, because you can turn around, you can make it, and cut us out. I can't tell you that. He says, so we got to figure a way how to get it from A to B. So I know the headache of shipping stuff through customs and all the stuff they request and all that stuff. So he's a company, he's a big company at the end of the day. He's used to shipping stuff back and forth. So he knows how to basically get it done. And what they did was they came down and they picked up the paint, and they had a carrier that they knew, a company that took it over for them. That's how our paint was transferred overseas. Because if you went through regular customs wouldn't accept it. But because he has a business down there and he's used to exporting stuff back and forth, he's known for doing this down there. Sometimes they let it pass, and that's what they did, let it pass. So they just ship all that paint. That's why you see on the site, those screens you see, that's not in America, that's in another country. You clearly see that it's written in another language. So yeah, customs can be a bit of a headache. It can be. Not going to understand why they got to be that way. I do understand that. You know, when people are shipping something to your country that could be hazardous and cause damage, I got you 100% on that. I think your fees are a little expensive. But other than that, yeah. Other than that, you got to protect your country. You got to do what you got to do. And if that's your policy at the end of the day, then, you know, we got to respect it. Nothing about that. Got to respect the policies. All right, people, with that being said, I'm happy. Got my packages coming in pretty soon. We got 20 of them. After they come through, we'll probably drop. I like to keep them flooding in. So after that goes through, we get to confirm when they're going to ship. We order another set and another set and another set. That keeps them constantly pushing through. Because I know it takes a couple of days for them to actually get here. We keep them flooding in. So good thing about it, you'll be able to get your packages a lot faster. As for people in the United States, we are now going to be adding express shipping to the lineup. Because now you can get your packages faster too. All right, people, with that being said, I got to go. I got something I got to go take care of. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Jesus, for blessing us to find a way to take care of our overseas customers, get them taken care of. Got to go. Thank you for your time, and God bless. And no, there will be no extra surcharge fees or none of that nonsense just because we got to pay a little extra on shipping. Everything's going to be the same. Free shipping all around. That's what we do. Got to go, and God bless.